To kickstart, I would just like to give a little profile of Vena and the lady that will be dishing out some points on how we can build our brand with confidence, and that's in person of Opeyemi Olorun. So briefly, Opeyemi is an associate member of Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. Opeyemi is a groundbreaker, diligent and smart. She's a speaker, an influencer, and a great listener. Also, between our smile that does magic, this webinar, you all are going to witness it live and direct. So Opeyemi is fun to be with, a good person with great listening skill, like I said, a very passionate about personal development. And of course, she has a website, like I said, and the website is opeyolemi.com. She believes in technical skill, and that soft skill open greater doors and with ease. This is tested and proven. Also, she's a people's advocate, and yes, a leader, and a leader par excellence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all. And as
That was great. I couldn't believe I was the one they were talking about. Thank you so much, and thanks to everyone joining today. I'm really grateful to have you. I'm blessed to have each and every one of us. Thank you so much for joining. So today we're talking about build your brand with confidence. I know it's been something we've been waiting for, and finally we have it all here. And these are the highlights. Today we're going to understand this, the link between your confidence and your brand. You also understand the reasons why your brand lacks confidence. We'll talk about how to sell your brand with confidence. And lastly, we're going to be doing the practical ways on how to demonstrate confidence even when you think you lack it. You know that sometimes as you don't even have the confidence, but your packages help. All right, thank you. Moving on to the next. What comes to your mind when you hear someone is confident? So I brought these two pictures up and I was just thinking, who demonstrates a more confident person? Like, who will you say is more confident? Please, I want to see your response in the chat box, either one or two. Who appear to be more confident? Is it the smiling or the stern looking serious person? Just drop in the chat box. And while I'm waiting for your response, I want you to note certain things about confidence. That confidence is not inborn. So if you've ever believed that people are born confident, just scrap it out of research. We've made to be realized that confidence is something that is being groomed. That is, people grow up to be developed on how to stay confident. And some people are very fortunate to come from a home where they are being trained in a way that they can face audience, they can speak boldly, they can defend themselves. And why some of us, we come from home that we're made to shut up, sit down, you don't talk when elders are talking, this, that. And as a result of this, they instill this fear in us, and we think, no, I'm not supposed to talk at this time, I'm not supposed to say this, what would this say? I don't even know if us can relate to this, like when you have moms that tell you, sit down there, shut up and all. And this actually affected us adversely in a way that okay, I can see responses. One, two. Okay, let it continue. Let me see more of your response. Who appear to be more confident? Okay, as I was saying, so some of us were from this home, and eventually we ended up not staying confident the way we ought to be. Also, let me share a story where I'm still waiting for people to drop their responses. When I was in college, there was a time that we wanted to have a photo section, and there was this guy, like the photographer said, okay, let's stand and take the photo. It was supposed to be at the billboard for the school, and it just came up and the man said, okay, can you stand out a bit? He picked me out. He said he was not getting something right, and somebody else was replaced. Eventually, the picture came out well, and I was wondering, like, how come? Does it mean I don't look beautiful enough, or I don't look rich, I'm not good? That alone shattered my confidence at that moment. I felt like, it's this bad. I was very reluctant to even talk to people or something, because you know what that means? It means I did not fit into that picture because I was not looking good enough. That was very terrible. So one thing I will tell you is validation actually helps our confidence level. But when there is no validation, how do you survive? You understand all of this in this lesson. Okay. Let me check your response on 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 1. I don't even know which one is taking the lead now. 1. Okay, that's fine. Okay, according to the Psychology Dictionary, they define self-confidence as having belief in yourself or having trust in your own ability or capability to face things successfully, to face challenges successfully. And there's one thing you should know, that there's no static measurement for confidence. So there's no such thing as Okoyemi is 100% confident. And what actually matters is the level, how I face every situation at a particular time. Do you really understand my personal brand? Like when someone tell you that this is personal brand, what actually does it mean? Personal brand is the way people see you. That is how people perceive you, the way they look at you and they say, okay, this is how we can describe Okwemi when she's in the room and when she's outside the room. How can they describe you? This is what we mean by personal brand. Brand is the impression people have about you. And if you read through this slide, you realize that brand can be what you show them on the outer, like the social media. It can be the physical thing. So whichever way it is just people's impression about you. That is what your brand is. And when you talk about the link between your confidence and your personal brand, I always say it that confidence is what you do. Your brand is what they see. And what I mean by what you do, I mean the way you feel, the way you act, and how you react. And all of this sum up to what you do, like the way you feel, the way you act, what you react, all of this sum up to what you do. Why? The brand is what people can see. The obvious thing that people can see about you is exactly the brand. So that means if what you do is in the contrary mode to confidence, that means people will get the wrong information about your brand. Can you see that these both work in the same level? When you're confident, it's cool, the brand will be out there. It will be obvious to the outsider. So that means for you to promote a very good brand, you need to work on your confidence level. Now, moving on to the next, we'll be talking about why your brand lacks confidence. Why exactly does your brand lack confidence? I just want you to think about this. And why I'm going to be stating the problem, I'll be stating the solution. That is how to promote your brand and your confidence or your brand side by side. I'll be stating the solution side by side, because I want you to know that as you're identifying the problem, I want you to be able to relate the solution with this immediately. Now, let's move on quickly. The first thing is inconsistent thought pattern. Please look at your screen, look through this slide. You can see the first one, just imagine this is a person's or this is my own thought pattern. So the first time or today, I'm like, I can do it. The other time, I'm not good enough. Another time, it is possible. Again, I think I'm not sufficient. Another time, I'm thinking, what if I'm wrong? You know, all of this is just unstable. It is zigzag. It is not moving in a particular line. And this is a thought pattern of women. It's something we can't avoid, but it's something we can actually improve. So our inconsistent thought pattern actually leads to low self-confidence. And low self-confidence eventually will lead to low brand promotion. I don't know if you're getting this. If you're getting this, just tell me yes in the chat box. Are we really getting this? And when you talk about the solution to inconsistent thought pattern, there are 3 things to this. We have 3 solutions to this. The first one is think positively. You know, I wrote in here that experts in their field are naturally not the best, but their belief. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. But their belief strengthens their actions. So that means you, the fact that people out there, the great people out there you're seeing, it's not like they are the best, But it starts from their belief, it starts from their thoughts, it starts from thinking positively, it starts from going for an interview, and while your mind is trying to tell you that what if you don't pass, or do you think you actually qualify for this job, it starts from telling yourself, what if I actually come out better? What if I actually get a connection from someone? What if I actually meet somebody who can eventually assist me? So all of this moves around thinking positively. Always be conscious about it. And someone tells me that, and you have to be realistic. I tell you, you don't define what reality is to me. I define what my reality is, and it is positive. The next one is focus on your strength. You know, if I'm going to ask you here, that what are your weaknesses? It is very, okay, thank you. I got a lot of yes, yes, yes. Thanks for following. It is very possible for you to tell me, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I don't do this. I don't that. I can't sing. I don't have a talent. I don't even know this. I don't know that. Because we can easily identify our weakness. But today I charge you to focus on your strength, because that is how your confidence can grow. And you have a lot of strength. When you're talking about strength, it doesn't really have to be your talent. It doesn't have to be that you can sing. It doesn't have to be like, okay, you can actually play ball. Your strength is something you love doing, like at your leisure. It's something you just have fun doing. Your strength could be something that you can do for someone without payments. There are a lot of things I will do just sacrificially, or some we don't even count it. These are your strengths. I have a friend who talks a lot, like she talks. And at a point, we get irritated, like, why? But eventually, she was able to discover this as a strength for her, and she modified it to become a master of ceremony, begin to anchor events. Can you see that? So strength is not really like magic or something. It is something you love to do, something you have fun doing. And in case you don't even realize, you can always ask a friend that, okay, what do you think I can do that can really help me? That is how to get your strength. The next one is communication. And under this communication, I'll tell you that affirmation works. Affirmation works clearly because it is tested and proven. So learn to speak the word. I tell people, when you're thinking about something, you know, this is practical. Just at the moment now, think about something. Say you're thinking about your dad or something, anything, just think about something. Then say something. Say, I am good. I am blessed. Instantly, your mind leaves what you are thinking and concentrates to what you're saying. So that means your communication overcomes your thoughts. So a good way to stand confident is when you're thinking, when your thoughts is not really in line with what you're supposed to do, the thing you're supposed to do is do what? Is you speak it out, you say it. You say what you want to see. You're going for a presentation, so you say it like, as I get there, I do excellently well. And one thing I've always noticed, I used to be a victim, so when people tell you you've done well, you know, we just say, oh, it's not me. I remember someone told me I actually did a very good design, and I said, oh, it's not me, I use canvas. You know, this is not humility. It is just me I wasn't confident enough. I wasn't sure this design is actually nice. I just shifted it to canvas I used. This is what most of us actually do most of the time, and it affects our confidence. So you have to learn how to take compliments, appreciation, communicate. When people tell you you've done well, say thank you. If it wasn't just your own work, tell them it was a teamwork and leave it that way. Stop forming unnecessary humility. This affects your confidence level. So quickly, let's move on to the next one. I think I've really spoken well on that. So the next one, why your brand lacks confidence, is comparison with other brands. So here I made an instance of the sun and the moon. You know, most times when we're taking pictures, especially when it's a selfie, we used to say sun glows, sun beauty, sun on me, stuff like that. And imagine I'm the moon. And I'm like, oh, whoever says moon beauty, like very rare. Whoosh. whoever says moons, this. And this actually, I begin to think about this as a moon. Do you know this is actually going to affect me when it is time for me to shine in the evening? Or you don't know the moon shines too. So the same way, human hair, when you compare yourself with others, it lowers your ability to come up when it is your time. And I wrote something here. If the moon compares itself with the sun, it will be reluctant to shine. Everyone can't be out there at the same time. So the fact that somebody is actually doing well now doesn't mean it is over for you. It's just stating that everyone has his or her own time to come out. And there is one thing about comparison, is that comparison hinders your happiness. There is no way you can compare yourself with someone who is greater, maybe your colleague who is now in higher portfolio or condition, and you'll be happy with yourself. So comparison deprives you of your happiness. And once you're not happy, you can't come out and say things boldly. I don't know if you get that. Imagine you're sad, you're going for a presentation. You can't deliver the way you ought to. And that is what comparison does. It hinders our happiness. So moving on to the solution, there is something that you should note, that stop striving to be the best version. Stop striving to be the best in this particular area. This life is beyond competition. Strive to be a better version of yourself. Strive to be someone better than you used to be. That is how you can actually overcome this. You can just go through things I've written there. One way you can overcome comparison, to avoid comparison, is to be contented. Contentment doesn't mean complacency. Contentment doesn't mean you're relaxed and you're not willing to grow. It just shows that at this time, I'm cool. I'm not striving to be higher than somebody that's now deprives me of my own happiness. And avoid social media. I know we've read this a number of times. Avoid media, this. Sincerely, it affects us mentally. There is a way you can always take a break, because this is everything we see is media. Everything we see out there is just people go there, snap nice picture and post it. You don't even know. Okay, there was this instance that I saw this picture of a friend on media, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. She shows me the making. I'm like, okay, it's actually not as beautiful as I thought. Like, the making was really, really somewhat. But no one sees the making except she chooses to show you the making. What you just get to see is the look, the pose, the environment, and you're like, oh my God. So avoid social media. Just try and cut it. Do you get it? Please let me know if you're with me. We are moving very fast, actually, because we have a lot to do on the practical section. So, and I hope you're trying to, you're identifying your own part, like what exactly has been the issue with you. Is it thoughts? Is it comparison? And the third one is experience. This experience is categorized into two. We have the inexperience, we have the post-experience. And talking about the inexperience, I'll share a story with you. This is the story of Lucy. Lucy graduated from college, university, and she couldn't secure a job immediately. The way our condition is. So let's assume Lucy is from Nigeria. And after 2 years, she was able to get a job in a finance firm and all. She was doing really well. Lucy was doing really well. And our boss complimented her. Okay, babe, okay, don't use babe in the official setting. All right, lady, you're doing well, but I think you can actually do better, because I see so much potential in you that is not visible yet. But you know what Lucy said? Lucy said, I've not done it before, so I don't know if it's going to come out well. This is a problem. This is a problem you and I face every day. We have this issue of we've not done it before, so we don't know if it's going to come out well. I'm inexperienced. Stuff like that. Even when it comes to LinkedIn, we have people tell you, I've not posted before, I'm not sure they're going to like me. So the end of the story, then Linda got to the fame. I think 6 months after. I'm just trying to summarize this. And within the space of 6 months, she was able to represent the firm, make proposals and all. Eventually, she won a proposal for the firm and she became the face of the firm. Everybody began to celebrate her. And you know what? Lucy began to feel, this could have been me. I actually have this potential, something. But what actually stood out was the confidence. The major thing I wrote in here as a solution to this is be courageous. Courage, birth, confidence. Be courageous about these things. Your courage is your ability to go out irrespective. Is your ability to face the crowd irrespective. Is your ability to take on that career irrespective. Is your ability to sell your product to people irrespective of either they're going to say no or yes. So when you're courageous, when you take the first step, you know what, when Linda takes the first step for the first presentation, apparently the second time she will be going, she'll be more confident in herself. But all of this stuff from taking the courage first. So one thing that can actually help us, especially when we are not experienced, is taking a bold step. Another thing that can also help us when we are not experienced is practice consistently. All these experts you see there is just as a result of practice. It's just something they do over and over again, and you see them shining out there. Practice consistently, acquire knowledge. You know what? There's nothing as great as acquiring knowledge. There's nothing as great as reading books. There's nothing as great as being a master of your products. And talking about the post experience before I move out. The post experience is usually when you've done it before, then you fail. You know, it's not all about inexperience. There are some times that we actually did it. So don't, this thing we're talking about is something practical. Okay, I can see your hand. We attend to questions later. You know, so there are times that you've actually done it before. So it's not like this, you tried it several times and you failed. I remember last year, I think I shared a story when 2 weeks before, I think 2 weeks into the year, that was the first and second week in 2020, I had 5 rejections. And trust me, it wasn't sweet. It's what I don't know why I get laughed when I talk about this. So I can say that to an extent, rejection shatters your confidence. But how do you stand up again? How do you regain yourself? How do you continue? It's still by acquiring knowledge. Asking people who have done it before, how did you do it? How did you make it happen? What works for you? And prayer too is not bad. But giving up is not the solution. I'm moving on to, this is the solution. You can, let me just show you, talking about the solution to post experience is be persistent. Do it persistently. Do not give up. Continuous attempts helps your confidence level. When you do it continuous, you keep trying again. This is how you are able to get your confidence level. You try it again. And you know, I mentioned a story to you about me being picked out for the photo section and all. That is an example of not getting validation from people. When you don't get validation from people, one thing that you should do is to practice self-love. This is actually one thing that can work for you efficiently. Practice self-love. Start by loving yourself first, because there'll be times that you won't get validation from people. There'll be times that you will try, but people are not just giving you welcoming ends. Fine, validation actually strengthens confidence. That is the truth. It's not something you should shy away from. Don't be deceived. When people get to praise you, clap hands for you, you become more confident, you stand boldly. But at the time that you don't get it, self-love is the ultimate key. And then it falls back to the inner thoughts, to the thinking positive, to the focusing on your strength, to acquiring knowledge. I hope we get this. I hope we all get this. Please, if you are following, just tell me you're following. Tell me you're following. Right on. Thank you.
Right on.
Thank you. Now, there's one thing I want to tell you is that confidence, it can be from inside out, it can be from the outside in. So confidence is not something, it's just divided into two aspects. And everything I have mentioned now is just from the inside outward. Everything I have mentioned now is just from inside outward. Now, let's talk about the outside in. Talking about the outside in, then we are moving on to the practical ways on how to demonstrate confidence even when you think you lack it. The first thing is sitting upright. You know, when you get to see things like this, you'll be like, they are just minor things. Does it really count? Is it really okay? These ones work like magic, like from experience. This actually works even much more. When you talk about faking it till you make it. And I sit as I work as a frontline person, and when I was working on my confidence level, like when on this my job aspect, I told that there's no 100%, it depends on the level or the situation. I practice this sitting upright. When I sit upright, you know what the funny thing I do? The chair is not even so convenient for me. You know what I do? I put straw pillows beside me, and then when I'm sitting like a boss. Like, come right here. I'm with you. Face me. Even when I don't know what I want to say. So what I'm trying to tell you is sitting upright actually works. It presents you as someone who knows what you're doing. It shows that you know what you want to, like, you're in charge. So you sit like you're in charge, like you know what you're up to. You don't sit folding your hands or folding your arms, or I don't know if you get. So when you're in a particular event or in an event and you want to appear confident to people, you want to showcase yourself, you sit, or when you realize that you are already bending or something, you adjust again. Give it to them. And if it is standing, especially when you're making a presentation, the good thing is to stand tall, stand upright, don't bend your legs. Standing well actually helps you to communicate to people that, okay, this person can actually do it. This person actually have, okay, let's see what he wants to say. Let's hear him out, because you're looking it already. Another one is smile. This smile, as minor as it is, it wins a lot of things. You can't just you can't. Maybe because of my area of line 2 of my work, you can't sit and be looking too firm. It's good to look firm, but when you look too firm, people think you are arrogant. So you have to create the smiling face a little, force it out. Show them, especially when you want to sell your brand to somebody and you're looking very firm, you're not looking welcoming. Nobody will want to listen to you, but just dish out the smile. It works too. Another thing is change your looks. Yes, this one, I'm going to talk a little about this. When you want to build your confidence level, when you want to transform your confidence to the next level, it is very good that you change your wardrobe. Like, have a touch of change. This is very necessary. The thing is, you want people to see you the way, brand is the way people see you. And now, confidence is what you do. So that means you have to do something that makes people see you the right way, and it is looking good. It can start from the haircut. If you're a guy, you can change your haircut. Just change your style. When you look, okay. Let's take practical examples. When you get a new dress, like you get a new dress, and that this dress is so good. How do you walk into the room? Like, you walk like, I'm the owner of this. There's this gallant way you just portray yourself. I'm sure some of you can imagine this. Especially times you're wearing new clothes to church. You walk gallantly. You walk with all pride. And the same way, So if you want to appear confident, change your look. Stop keeping clothes till Christmas. I do that sometimes, but it's not cool. I've learned to overcome that aspect. That stop keeping clothes like, oh, this one you won't wear till New Year. No. When you have it, you wear them, like, because this is what builds your confidence. This is what you're portraying to people. So all of these are what we call from outside to the inside. And now moving on to the practical section, part 2. I'm excited about it. My workbook here. If you have your workbook, please just bring it out. We're about to move. We are flying. We're flying very fast. One is, what is the brand in mind? That is, okay, we still have like 15 minutes or more. Wow, there is still time. Okay, what is the brand in mind? How do you want people to perceive you? Now, looking at it, how exactly do you want people to perceive you? What exactly are you selling? Is it that you want to appear to people as a brand? No, the brand actually. You want to appear to people as like a content creator. You want to appear as a speaker. You want to appear as a fashionista. You want to appear as master of ceremony, someone who anchors events. Just name it. How do you really want people to perceive you? What is the brand in mind? Be more specific. And I want you to be more specific when you're answering this. Be more specific in the area you want to appear more confident. I said confidence is not, well, you can't say you're just confident and you're confident in every area. So the particular area where you think, I think my confidence level is lacking and is not projecting my brand here, write it down. It could even be LinkedIn, like you want to be more visible, write it down. And the second one, I'm still going to give us like 5 minutes for us to do all of this. The second one is identify your perceived obstacle. So I'm going to be taking the instance of I want to be a master of ceremony. So my answer here is to build self-confidence in anchoring events. That will be my answer here. I'm also right. Oh my God, my video is off. On my pen and my paper, and if you don't have one, you can just get a journal and just write this thing, because I love it when you write it at that moment. It helps you. You're thinking about it at that moment and you're practical about it rather than saying, okay, I'll do it later. So I'm writing answer to build confidence in anchoring events. Actually, let's take it away. And the second one is identify your perceived obstacles. What exactly do you think is stopping you? What exactly do you think? So, you're thinking about yours. I'm just giving examples here. So, as someone who wants to anchor events, what do I think is stopping you? I think accent, British accent. And what else? Please be thinking about yours too. And maybe composture. A little bit of comedy. That is what kind of attitude you like for that? Comedy, sort of. And I think that's okay. That's okay. Then describe what your life would. Describe what your life would look like if the obstacles were gone. If these obstacles are no longer there, how will your life look like? I think I'll be famous if I can speak British English very well and I can compose myself. I can be very funny. Okay? I think I'll be very famous. I think, aside being famous, I think people will call me for events. One is, what is the brand in mind? That is, okay, we still have like 15 minutes. There is still time. Okay, what is the brand in mind? How do you want people to perceive you? Now, looking at it, how exactly do you want people to perceive you? What exactly are you selling? Is it that you want to appear to people as a brand? No, the brand actually. You want to appear to people as like a content creator, you want to appear as a speaker, you want to appear as a fashionista, you want to appear as master of ceremony, someone who anchors events, just name it. How do you really want people to perceive you? What is the brand in mind? Be more specific, and I want you to be more specific when you're answering this. Be more specific in the area you want to appear more confident. You know, I said confidence is not, well, you can't say you're just confident and you're confident in every area. So the particular area where you think, I think my confidence level is lacking and it's not projecting my brand here, write it down. It could even be LinkedIn, like you want to be more visible, write it down. And the second one, I'm still going to give us like 5 minutes for us to do all of this. The second one is identify your perceived obstacle. So I'm going to be taking the instance of I want to be a master of ceremony. So my answer here is to build self-confidence in anchoring events. That would be my answer. I'm also writing. Oh my God, my video is off. Just see my face. See on my pen and my paper. And if you don't have one, you can just get a journal and just write this thing. Because I love it when you write it at that moment. It helps you. You're thinking about it at that moment and you're practical about it rather than saying, okay, I'll do it later. So I'm writing answer to build confidence in anchoring events. Actually, let's take it that way. And the second one is identify your perceived obstacles. What exactly do you think is stopping you? What exactly do you think? So, you're thinking about yours, I'm thinking about mine. I'm just going examples here. So, as someone who wants to anchor events, what do I think is stopping me? I think accents, British accents, actually. And what else? Please be thinking about yours too. And maybe composture. What else could be stopping me? A little bit of comedy. That is what kind of attitude would I call that? A comic relief sort of. And I think that's okay. That's okay. Then describe what your life would. Let me look at my screen instead so you can see my face. Describe what your life would look like if the obstacles were gone. If these obstacles are no longer there, how would your life look like? I think I'll be famous if I can speak British English very well and I can compose myself. I can be very funny. Okay, I think I'll be very famous. I think, aside being famous, I think people will call me for events. Can you take to remove these obstacles? What steps can you take? That means one thing you can do as someone who wants to anchor events or make presentation, you can actually learn, take on courses on how to get people together and then like how to make presentation, because anchoring events is also presentation. So you can get courses on your presentation skills. You can actually do voice training, if you want to sound really good. You can also meet people who have actually done it before and you've seen how excellently they are doing. You can talk to them too. Those are the steps for me. The E, what are the attributes you think you have at the moment? So I think I can sing. I have a sonorous voice. I think I can, what else again? I think I can dance. I think I can talk a lot without getting tired. Do you know that these attributes, when I'm saying I can sing, you'll be wondering, how does singing relate with anchoring events? Do you know that when I'm doing that, once in a while, I can just slot in all of this and my audience are entertained and they're like, wow, this is actually cool. Depends on the occasion though. So that is why I'm saying focus on your strengths. Your strength, you will eventually see something that it can be useful for. What you enjoy doing cannot be a waste. It will eventually come out being useful. That's one thing you should know. So once life, I choose to be someone who people reach out to anchor events. I choose to be someone who speak richly. I choose to be someone who entertain his or our audience. Now, I'll just be giving us, we have just 10 minutes. I'll just give us like 3 minutes. Please fill these things. I'll give us 3 minutes. Fill these things. What is the brand in mind? What is the brand? How do you want people to perceive you? How do you want people to perceive you as a teacher? Do you want people to see you as a teacher? Write it down. Do you want people to see you as I don't know, anything you want? This brand can actually be your career. Do you know that? Write it too. If it is career, if you want people to see you as a banker, that means you really need to, that means it will be in another form. Your perceived obstacle is probably you don't have the certificate, or you have the certificate, you don't have to work or something. Just write it, and we have 2 minutes to do that, please. 2 minutes more. What steps can you take to remove these obstacles? What are the attributes you think you have at this time? And then you choose to live the life in C. So you write it, I choose to be a content creator. If you want to be a content, one of the obstacles can be that you're not really writing attractive things. So while we're waiting for others, take water. I'm happy we're doing this. But I'd love to play music, but I don't want us to be distracted. We have 1 minute more. So if you have any question, please let me know. You can drop it in the chat box. We still have 8 minutes to go. If you have any question, let us see. Let's see. 1 minute more. 1 minute more. If you don't have this book printed, you can just write it down. This should charge you. You should not leave this webinar and then there are still some things lacking, or there are still some things lagging behind, or you think your brand is not coming up, you're not visible enough. When I mentioned LinkedIn, start writing, write it, whichever way. You'll grow. Learn how people who write content and people appreciate them. Check out the steps. What are the things they write about? How did they write it? How did they present? These are all of this. All right, thank you so much. Our time is up for that section. Okay, I'm excited. I'm happy. Are you happy too? Am I making sense? Thank you for the class. Please, how about I don't have work experience? I've told you, when you don't have work experience, what you do is acquire knowledge. You can take up on courses that are in that particular area. So it will build your confidence level to apply to submit your CV for any job related in that way. And it can also build your CV, or it can actually build your confidence level to appear in interview because you have certifications. Do you get? Say for instance, you want to apply for a financial role in a bank or graduate training program, and you don't have ICANN, or you're not an accounting student, something, can enroll for ICANN. Acquiring knowledge really helps a lot. So you know what I said, that when you don't have experience, acquire knowledge. Talk to people, and it's not just about certification. Talk to people who are in this particular area, who have done it successfully. Relate with them, chat them up, send a LinkedIn message, shoot your shots. That is courage. Or irrespective of someone might tell you no, shoot your shots. Check out people who are actually in this field, who have done well. Instead of saying that I have not done it before, shoot your shot, relate to people, increase your network, and then try it whichever way. I'm not promising you're going to pass, or you're going to come out well the first time you do it. But I'm saying that be courageous about it. You know what rejection teaches us is when you're being rejected, it helps you to know to think strategically. Why was I rejected? What could I have done better? Or is this a particular area? Do I need to re-strategize something? It really helps us. So nobody prays for rejection.
Build a solid brand if you are someone with multiple interests.
Wow.
How do you build a solid brand?
Yeah. Can I avoid people perceiving me as being arrogant? Wow, that's cool. Okay, so the first question is, how do you build a solid brand if you're someone with multiple interests? Actually, there is a problem with this particular thing. I used to think I don't think I am a multi-talented person. So that means I can do this, I can do that. And that is exactly what affects most of us too. We are actually multi-talented, because we can handle different things successfully and we are doing very well. So the problem is, what you need to do is to niche down. For you to build a solid brand, you need to niche down. You need to be very, very specific. Which area exactly do you want do you want to be more visible? You know, what's something about being being a multitasker in that line as someone who is promoting his or her brand is that you get people confused. People can't really say, okay, this is what you're good at. It's just like, let me give this instance. I know we have doctors and misters, but you know, when you're a medical doctor and then when you're a doctor that deals with eyes, then when you are specialized in a particular area, the people can easily relate to it. People can be like, okay, I have issue with my eyes. I will not just go to a medical doctor who is specialized in everything. I'll go to a specialist. Even when you go to the hospital, they will tell you that, okay, you meet this specialist. So you niche down your products. Which way do you really think is actually very good? You list all of these things you have multiple interests in, then you circle it out. Which one exactly is it? I think, you know, this thing we're talking about now is like a course on its own. But let me just take us through. So you niche it down. Where exactly do you really think you are more efficient? Where exactly do you really think you have like highest percent of passion in? Then you can now focus on that, build that. But saying you're trying to build brand in, you are baking, you are a fashionista, hairstylist, makeup, what else again? You're doing what again? You're a banker, then you are a web designer, you're this. You know, you get people confused. Do you get? So what you need to do now is to niche down. When you niche down, people will be able to identify, oh my God, time is almost up. I don't want to exceed the time. People will be able to identify your niche. And then you'll be able to sell out your brand clearly. They will see you the way you want them to see you. How can I avoid people perceiving me as being arrogant? Oh, my story, the picture. Yes, how can I avoid people perceiving me as being arrogant? Arrogance comes with insecurity. So I think we should check you first. Are you sure you're not arrogant? Are you sure what you're demonstrating is not as a result of insecurity? Are you sure you actually believe in yourself and you're coming out very well? If you're actually sure that it is not arrogance, it is not as a result of anything of pride or something, then the thing you can do to make people see that you are confident, you know, before I say that, you know, you can't please everyone. One thing too you should note. So when you've identified yourself, you're sure that you're not arrogant, be sure of the kind of persons, the people you're talking about, because you can't please everyone. Some people will see you as a confident person, people will just see like Ovasabi is worrying you. It will always come. So if those situations are not the case, then how to avoid people, then you have to be yourself. Just do it. Flow with it. People will come to limelight to realize your real person eventually. So it's not like it's just in a matter of time they will get to realize that this is actually this person. She's not exactly arrogant. But first you have to check yourself, and number two, you have to realize that you can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. Then be yourself. Just act it out.